All right, everybody. Looks like everything should be set up and ready to go. Of course, AJ's not here. So it's Friday. So community stuff. Any questions? You just want to chime in, jump in, talk about yourself, talk about your day, talk about EMP, whatever. It's a free for all. Anything you want. We got 12 minutes before reactor rollover.
Hey, Bull, you got the wrong date on the.
Oh, do I?
You got the first.
Okay.
What was throwing me?
I never know the day, so let me see if I can fix that quick.
I just thought I'd let you know, no harm.
Okay, I'll be right on that. Let me change that. Boop. There we go for the picky Mickeys. Mr. Big, thank you, bro.
That wasn't picking. I feel bad now.
No, it's good. Clearly, I don't ever know what day it is, so somebody pointing it out is more than fine.
No, I just hope it helps me win the lotto today.
Oh, I see that. That's your plan. Okay, well, I hope you do win too, because you're a guy here that shows up ever since you've been in the protocol, and I appreciate that.
Yep, I try. Now at least I have two chances today. I have two chances today.
That's right.
So for all you new people out there, don't forget we got a reactor and a detonator prize every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, no delays. Don't forget to get your tickets.
That's right. That's the big news today, right there. And of course, that was a play on words. That's news for Mr. Big, so it's the big news.
Yeah, last night was killer. We had 3 reactor winners and 5 detonator winners. So 8 people won money last night.
Yeah, best day ever, I believe. Biggest payout.
Yeah, definitely.
So pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. That detonator, when it now was hit, it's been quiet for a while, but man, that was a huge deposit.
This thing isn't the best in DeFi. I don't know what is. They'd have to show.
Exactly, Mr. Big.
Yeah, so I guess we always kind of, or maybe it's me, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking too much here at the beginning and not enough about Reactor, but Reactor, yeah, like the guys were just saying here, we had an epic day on Detonator, an epic day on Reactor. Reactor's very similar to Detonator, with the exception it's eShare BNB LP. The pool has really actually been growing like crazy recently. I think it's day 6. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been growing phenomenally well. The win it now has been hit every day, with the exception of day 1, because day 1 it couldn't be clicked or hit, and so that one's really been on fire. We can see the largest deposit yesterday was 35.18 LP. I think that's around 30 grand, roughly. That's just as I've been told in the past, that's called jungle math or napkin math. But so the point here is there's loads of ways to win. There's the 2% win it now, which is 2% of the pool balance. 2% of the pool balance. If you deposit that, you will get that as a matched into your principal deposit, and so then your return on investment, like everybody looks at, is phenomenally sped up if you're a lottery winner. Your ability to reach that ROI, obviously can come quicker, or you can build up that deposit balance quicker, so you can kind of hit that magical ROI DeFi mindset of, whatever you deposit on day 1, that first time you click claim, it's as large as that day 1 deposit. So I mean that's pretty amazing, and like I said, this pool balance is growing phenomenally fast. I think that Joe, do you know what the daily APR is in here? I think it's around 2 or 1.5. I don't really watch those things, to be quite honest. It's sort of irrelevant to
Yeah,
me.
it's a little over 1.5.
Okay. Yeah, I have a different mentality and strategy of kind of reaching an ROI, if you will. I think Joe and I have the same strategy that we never want to hit that max payout. We want to use this like a paycheck, once or twice a week, or you get to a certain point where you're feeding your farms with your claims, and that's kind of the infinite money loop that we talk about, from farm to detonator, detonator to farm, or reactor to the eShare BNB farm, or vice versa. Or from reactor, to protecting. There's all kinds of options that I'm not going to get into at the moment. But eShare BNB is how you would enter into reactor. A ticket price is $8.18 right now. That's an eShare BNB, or 0.01 LP in deposit. That would get you one ticket. Compound is a little bit less at 0.008 LP. And so there is also a reactor bonus, that kind of a sync up with the detonator. That's the multiplier. If you deposit in the detonator, you'll get that little bonus in the reactor. If you compound in the detonator, you'll get a little bonus in reactor. The rollover times are important to take note of, but let me see. Win It Now, we have the ability to have largest deposit up to 3%. There will be, would there be 2 winners with a max lottery largest deposit, I think. Maybe 3. That's a little bit dependent on pool balance. But point being here is that lots of ways to win. I think we've had some really interested people that were maybe a little bit late to get into detonator, that took the opportunity to get into reactor and start building a position while there was just a few people. And I see we have 552 users, so I think we're up about 200 users from day one. Let me see what else. Pool balance growing very well. What do you have to say, Joe? Your max tickets, 100 tickets. I'm sure you got some other insight that I'm not talking about.
No, you covered it good. I mean, both detonator and reactor are definitely killer contracts, as everybody can see. And I mean, reactor is amazing how we generated about $1 million in one day of opening it. So, I mean, this has got so much runway to grow, and getting in early is fantastic. I'm really, really excited. But yeah, I mean, being able to generate tickets through deposits and compounds is pretty amazing. Everyone knows you get a little bit of a discount on compounding, which is great. Plus, when you compound whatever you see in your pending rewards, you get 25% more as an incentive to deposit in. So yeah, it's amazing. And compound interest, I mean, if you've been in detonator a while, you see how quickly that balance grows from where you started. And when you get to a position where you can feed your farms, it's really amazing.
Yep, and here we also did mention we're going to see some short-term volatility here until the people find a little bit of a balance within the system. There's a little bit of a sell-off on E-shares, but it's people selling to BNB so that they can enter the reactor, so that they can get that early position into reactor, and then hit that either be a Win It Now, a largest depositor, or a random raffle winner, so that they can kind of accelerate their growth into the farm. That's kind of my position that I take, is to try to build up my farm balance, to put into both a reactor and detonator. But when we get reactor really powered up, I think everybody that is kind of waiting on the sidelines is going to be just like they did with detonator, like, oh man, I wish I would have gotten in. But the great thing about crypto is you make those decisions when you want to do those things. for me, it's silly to have any type of regret about not doing something, because there's always more opportunity. But the best time, like AJ likes to say, to do something, it's right now. And it's true. If you don't know what Reactor is, there are a lot of, you can read the white paper, you can watch videos. Soon enough, you'll be able to join the Academy, and really get a really good understanding about what this ecosystem is all about, and how Detonator and Reactor really power this ecosystem and protect it through locked LP. The ability to synergize with the farms is going to be amazing when people really kind of latch onto that, and then taking profit off of both of your farms. You're going to be able to bring peg back up, and because there's going to be the synergy that hasn't existed on this other side of the ecosystem, because Reactor is relatively new, I think day 6, day 7, we're going to see new strategies develop, but profit coming off of that to support peg, where previously it had to come from your from the synergy with Detonator and the farms, or just the farm itself, the eShare BNB farm. But the ability now to synergize with the Reactor, we're going to see some, I think for, pun intended, I guess, some explosive growth over there. And I think peg recovery will be much easier than it has been in the past. And I know it always sounds, 30 seconds. Okay, people, I'll shut up. I better compound.
Yeah, 30 seconds compound, everybody. We've got 1187 LPs on the board. I know we've got other people getting ready. 20 seconds. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, anything can happen.
I bet we get another 35 snipe like yesterday. What do you think?
I hope so. It might be Friday day. It might be one of those Friday date nights, though. Like, people just might be out. I think. Okay, the UI has not updated yet. Oh, look at a 62 LP. Wow. 62 LP. Did you see that one come in, Joe?
Yeah. And the win it now is taken already.
Yeah, amazing. Let's see. This pool balance just flying, man.
Actually, no, I don't think it was taken yet.
Oh. Yeah, still claimable. 37. Yeah, let me click on that and just... sorry, let me approve this over here.
Somebody just claimed to win it now.
Ah! Dang it, okay. Good.
What do you say?
Somebody just claimed the win it now.
Yep, they just did.
They were 30 seconds slower than I thought they would be.
So congrats to the two winners. I think what happened was they probably had enough for the 2%, and then because of the huge snipe, the pool balance grew, and they were a little short, and they probably went into the farms, did a little withdrawal.
Ooh, good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, I was going to tell people, I'm sure this is obvious to everybody listening, but, the great thing about the Reactor and the eShare BNB farm, same LP, you don't have to break anything, to put in one or the other. And so if impermanent loss is something you're worried about, or breaking LPs and you don't know how to do it, by just placing it in the farm, you can earn eShare, and then from there, you're going to be able to earn on the farm, obviously earn eShare, and either use it to, not necessarily, you could use it as a paycheck, you could use it to protect peg, or peg recovery. You could use it, to match with any EMP you have coming off your nodes. A lot of options. I think all of that is kind of in the works to, write that up and have some visuals on maybe some interesting ideas from different community members. I'm sure Joe's kind of working all the angles, looking at it. So
Yeah, we're early, so there's a lot to consider. I mean, if you're, over 1%, you have the whale tax, but it's not bad. I mean, it starts at 5%. AJ, that kind of seeded the initial pot, he was hit with a big 50%, but because of the way the pool balance has been growing and more users coming in, his share percentage went down, which was good for him. So he's down a little bit now, nowhere close to 50%. And today was a great day. I mean, Bull, we had the 56 LPs, which pushes us over. So we had 2 lottery winners. You can see them at the bottom. Congrats to anyone that won. So we had 2 lottery. So we had 4 winners today. 2 lottery winners, largest deposit, and the Win It Now.
Yep.
We haven't even gotten the detonator yet.
Yep. And I will point out a little something too. A lot of people will take notice of what it will take to recover peg, but I just will point out something simple. When people start learning about Win It Now, because it is a new feature, hasn't been around very long on Detonator and obviously Reactor day 6 or day 7 here, but when people learn about that, especially people outside of the ecosystem, on Detonator, they're going to need 65 grand in EMP, to match up with their ETH to select that Win It Now. So a couple of those in conjunction with the treasury, in conjunction with people using eShare off of the farms and stuff, we really can recover peg quite easily. It's just a mindset to understand that it's not going to be an overnight thing, and it'll take a little bit of time. The system's got to level out a little bit here, because people are going to be going into Reactor and selling a little bit of their eShare, I'm sure, to either enter with that minimum to get the 50 tickets. There will be people that will sell to get maybe go for that Win It Now or the largest depositor. But the really great part about that is that when we see that balance growing and that LP being locked in there, we're going to see a healthy eShare BNB farm, and then we will see price appreciation on eShare, which will drive up the APRs on the farms. And so there is all a synergy here, that these pools and the farms and have a symbiotic relationship with one another and with the Reactor and Detonator. But it will take a little time, like I said, for all that to level out and for people to get into their positions and start earning and figuring out how to work these things. And I know yesterday there was a big buy that the Win It Now did on the Detonator, and boosted peg up a little bit. And it shows you that when we get out and we start talking to people that are outside of this ecosystem, and they're like, there's a lottery, there's what, how much is it? Even DeFi experts, or people that have probably shouldn't say the term expert, but people who have been in DeFi for a couple of years here now. When you go into channels, a lot of people don't know about it. And I mean, I know it sounds odd for us, for the people that are in it, and we would think that everybody would know, but we can do a better job, like just in other channels that we're in, and talk about Reactor and Detonator, because a lot of people are really interested in this prize. They just don't know about it. And when I see when I go to the channels, I'm always a little surprised that people don't know. But, I always think in life, I need to stop assuming that people know, what I know. And so I always try to be friendly and helpful and say, oh, hey, here's the proper links. You can check it out and, check out these videos. They do a really good job explaining it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it, because I want to bring people to this ecosystem, but do it in a way that's friendly and helpful, and not shilly or scammy that's going to get me banned from those channels. So, but anybody is free to do that stuff, and I would encourage you to do it, because it's going to help bring people in the ecosystem, and especially those whales. they're going to have to buy, if they're not in the ecosystem, they're going to have to buy eShare, because, it's a good price for them to buy it right now and enter either the Win It Now or the largest depositor. And so when we tell people about the functions of both Detonator and Reactor and the ability to lock liquidity and protect it, I think that's a really important concept for people to understand, and how it being locked behind these contracts, but the rewards that are given out in the contract, how it translates out into protecting the rest of the ecosystem, and how you can grow your portfolio in a really safe manner. I think is an important message to get out to people, because it's something that, when somebody looks at, say, necessarily the ETH chart, they'll be like, oh, well, that looks like it's down because ETH was down on that day. And they might not know, like, I've looked at all of the main sites, CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, and the problem with those things is they don't do a good job of differentiating, like, why a seigniorage project moves up and down with the token that it's pegged to. And I think there's probably a lot of room for improvement from that aspect, because when people come into a project, they're of course they're going to look at that chart, and most people use CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, and they'll look at it and say, well, that's red a lot, because like in our case, we're pegged to ETH, and ETH went down X number of days in a row, and it makes it look like EMP went down. Sure, it went down in price, but when people understand like how the protocol functions, and that you can earn regardless of that peg to ETH. Now, it's true, like what I think maybe if you're new to the ecosystem you might not understand is that we control how peg is. And when we look at peg, and what are we at, like 0.82 or something, when we look at that, people will be like, well, that's the price of ETH. Well, it's not. The price of ETH has a small part to play in that, but it is all dependent upon buys and sells of EMP. And when we understand that we really can control the ecosystem, and why we want to be above peg, we want to be above peg for a couple of reasons, so that people understand that okay, the boardroom will turn on when it's another revenue stream for you if you're obviously an eShare holder. But even if you weren't an eShare holder, what it is it's an advertising tool for the ecosystem, because if you have people who are Tomb Fork familiar with Tomb Forks, they're going to see, oh, it's below peg, and then they're going to get worried, because the vast majority of these projects have been pegged to a stable, and when stable peg is lost, a lot of people get really, really concerned, because there's not, there's one way for it to go, but only one way. When it comes back up, it can't really go anywhere. There's no real big growth potential for that. However, because we're pegged to ETH, there's a really big upside. But on top of like that peg being important for an advertising reason, the reason that it is because when people see that new capital is going to come back in or come in, people that maybe left and because they were concerned will come back, because it's that avenue to earn potentially in the boardroom. And when that happens, eShare price is going to go up, because it's a use case for it's another use case for eShare. But I do want to point out that here with Reactor, the ability to lock eShare and BNB in the Reactor, with its ability to protect the LP, that is actually a much better use case than the boardroom, because any type of upward price action on eShare is good, because people that are holding eShare or farming eShare can sell that for a profit, and with that you can do a lot of things with that. And when eShare price escalates, you're going to see those farm APRs go up, and it might sound counterintuitive for us to be able to sell eShare to make the price go up, but when we do that, people are going to see, okay, you're going to have an opportunity for new people to get in because the price maybe isn't 3,000 or 2,000 or 1,000. It might be 500 or 400 or whatever it is. But when people see price action on a chart, and there's volume, more people seem to take notice of that versus something where the trading volume is really low. And so, this isn't a call to tell you to say, oh, you need to sell all your eShare. But when you put your eShare to work, and that when that money is flowing through the system, it's going to be an advantageous, tool for advertising for people to see. Okay, well, it looks like there's good trading volume on this. This is a good opportunity for, me to maybe swing trade eShare. And I'm not telling you to swing trade eShare unless you're experienced with it, and then make your own decisions. But when people know that there's some volatility and a little bit of volume, and that there's the kind of the promise of price appreciation because of historical performance, and use case now, I'm just telling you, I'm anticipating seeing some pretty substantial explosive growth here on eShare, just like we did when the detonator was launched and people were apprehensive and we were below peg, and how the detonator restored confidence within the system and protected the LP, and that LP grew quite rapidly. I would anticipate seeing the same type of action on eShare BNB, and the same type of growth within the reactor. But getting back to that first point, just pointing out that if we can, as a community, kind of reach out to different communities that we're in, and shill this project a little bit, because that's how we grow, is by bringing new people in and making sure that they understand how the system works. We don't rely on YouTubers to educate, because a lot of YouTubers are into a lot of projects and talking about a lot of things. So their information's not always going to be accurate. That doesn't mean they're doing a poor job, but their primary job is to highlight projects, not necessarily educate people, in a very granular type of fashion. That's our job here in the community, is to teach people and make sure that it's a good space that people want to come into, that we understand how the ecosystem works, the advantages of this ecosystem versus others, and really simple things that want to make people stay here, and the ability to earn money, the ability to do it safely, why the growth here can be very sustainable, why you can go from kind of lurking in the shadows to being a big asset within the community, helping other people and being a teacher, and moving from just a community member here on day one to moving into maybe having a goal to move to VIP, to Army, and then who knows, consultant or whatever. The sky is really the limit here in crypto. It's really a blank slate of how you want to write your story. It's all up to you. You can invest a little time and a lot of money, and you're probably going to lose that way. But if you want to invest some amount of time and learn from people that are freely sharing here, or be a contributor, whatever. It's all up to you. Anything in between, from nothing to really diving in fully and totally. But all those choices are yours to make, and when you make those, I would imagine that your experience here is going to be a lot more enjoyable. You're going to meet people that are really going to make crypto fun to be in, and it's probably going to translate into something in the future. And what it translates into, I don't know, because I don't know who you are. I don't know what your goals are, but chances are, if you're friendly, you're funny, you're helpful, other people are going to be attracted to that, and you're, at the very least, you're probably going to learn something, and make friends.
Hey, Bull.
Yeah.
Okay, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and while you're talking about what you were just talking about, how to promote, and how to make people aware of EMP and the whole ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, you know what, I'm really glad that there's people like Kirk and SK Crypto and all the people that are putting out YouTube content.
Yeah.
But like I've said before, sign up for Twitter, like every comment, like every post, read every Medium article, and give it 50 claps, and give every comment and reply to every comment 50 claps, and that's doing something. So if you think, well, I can't do anything, well, I'm not talking to my family because I'm tired of having them tell me to shut up. Just go and do the stuff I just said.
Yeah.
It takes minutes. You can do it while you're, on a phone call with somebody, or watching TV. I do that sometimes. I have a laptop next to me, and I'll just go through with a Medium article. I'll read it, and then I'll just, I'll make sure it's a positive comment before I clap on it, which I haven't seen any comments that were positive at this point, which is pretty remarkable. And and that's how I feel like I'm contributing to this, community. Like, everybody's not the vice president, everybody's not the president, everybody's not the top salesperson in a company, but everybody's got their part. And anyway, I think that's another way to let people know that it doesn't take much and you can really help. Like, watch every YouTube, like every YouTube. That's what I do. I've got a laptop when I sit and watch TV, and I just turn on the video, because I listen on the Telegram call like this, and I just let it run. I put it on silent, and I just let it run, so that the YouTube algorithm is knowing that this is a video worth watching for an hour and 40 minutes, or however long the AMA is for that day. So anyway, that's my 2 cents for, like you were just saying, promoting and helping to spread the word.
Yeah, perfect. Right. I mean, it's like you said, Don. It's a small measure of investment of human capital, and that's just your investment of time, and it is a really simple thing to do, because I know most people have multiple devices. Like, it is so easy to just put somebody's videos on that is supporting this project for free, actually at a cost to them to make the video and upload it, to do all that stuff. They're promoting this project for us. So the real simple thing to do is to like, share, subscribe, clap, upvote, whatever the mechanism is on the medium that they're on. Those things are all really simple to do. So you're 100% right.
Anyway.
Yeah, speaking of support, Aaron, he's on the call right now. Maybe he wants to jump on, but he's been working his tail off the last 24 hours and probably even prior, getting ready. But he's going to have a little treat for us right after the rollover, and do a little live streaming on YouTube as a little tribute to EMP.Money. He's going to do one of his little electronic rave disco things for us. So that's going to be really cool. I don't know, Aaron, if you want to speak up, fill us in on the details, or maybe keep it a little bit of a surprise. He might be actually getting ready, but if you're there, Aaron, feel free to speak up. So when that pops into the Telegram, maybe we can pop it in the YouTube too. Just make sure, like Don said, you go and watch it, because I know he's worked really hard to put that together. He's definitely one of our active community members, so we want to support him for putting in the time to do that. Yeah, as far as eShare BNB, I mean, right now at even in the farms at 0.3%, I mean, that's compounded, that's about 10% a month. And that's real BNB, so that's nothing to sneeze at. Just like we have real Ethereum in our Detonator and our EMP ETH LPs. I mean, this is the real deal. This isn't some crap coin that you're growing here. And I know I've told before, my son started in the farms and he went in the Detonator. He had 38, a little over 38 LPs to begin with. at the time Ethereum was really low. It was about $1,200 for that those 5 deposits total. And today, I mean, he's up to 75 LP. That's 100% growth, and that was done in 81 days. So growing his Ethereum by 100% in 81 days is amazing. So whether he has 75 LPs at today's price, $46, or where he started, $31, or it's $100, it's still the same number of LPs. So if we have this opportunity to grow your LPs with the price volatility that's going on now, I mean, that's all that matters at the end of the day. And that's why we say price doesn't matter. It's about LPs. So being able to stack and grow and compound your LPs at a pretty insane rate. I know, like AJ said, some of these APRs aren't crazy degen APRs, but you're dealing with, real Ethereum, real BNB. And I think a lot of people miss the big picture, which is put that price aside, grow your LPs, and just wait till the bull market returns, and you're going to be so grateful. You'll actually kick yourself saying, I should have compounded more. So yeah, I mean, definitely if you claim it out of the detonator to feed your farms, that's still growing and expanding that infinite money loop. And the fact now that we have Reactor is just so amazing. Like Bull is saying, you get a big return on your money. Right now it's paying a little more than 1.5%. That obviously won't stay at that high, but you're still getting 365% on what you put in, and you have that exposure to the lottery every single day, which is amazing. And yeah, I mean, just the fact that you can take your rewards from the reactor, just like we do from Detonator, and feed it back into the farms, and then you grow your farms, and then you can feed it back into the reactor. I mean, it's just an amazing opportunity to keep that profit wheel rolling down up the hill, not down the hill. This is rolling up the hill and growing your LP bag. So yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, I'm happy where my portfolio is. I've kind of forgotten all about price and volatility because all I see is LPs. And at the end of the day, that's all that's going to matter once the market turns around. So the fact that we have this market is amazing, that we have this opportunity. So having the two together, I know seems kind of backwards logic, but having this ability to grow our LPs is once in a lifetime opportunity. Don't you think, Bo?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I talk, I say the same thing every time, day after day after day, and it gets repetitive, and but I know sometimes there's new people here. I know that I look at it and I feel like, oh man, like how come people don't know that how good this is? When you said that your son reached 100% return, right, over, was it 81 days? And I was thinking, like if you have a savings account like at your local bank, right? And this isn't a thing to bash banks and all that, right? But they have the same thing that takes place with the money that you're lending them. It's of a compound nature, right? And you look at it, and you're probably lucky if you're in one of those savings accounts where you're making 2%, and I look at what's available here, and Joe pointed out something really, really important, is this idea that it's not, two junk coins or shit coins paired together, right? It's EMP, tied to ETH, it's eShare tied to BNB. Those ETH, obviously, BNB, top 5 tokens, right? And so it would be something different, when the detonator wasn't around and our peg was really low and we were tied to ETH and the liquidity wasn't there. I get it. I get it. There was reason to be very worried, concerned. Nobody knew who the guys on the team really were. They never really, most people's experiences with these forks are They fail right away. A few people walk away with a lot of money, but most people lose. Now we're on month 7 or so, and looking at it, like the pieces that are here to really sync up with one another and create these infinite money loops. And I don't know if people understand the term, what we're talking about, but just the ability to keep like a recycling loop of money, but make it get larger with kind of each loop. And when we have like this kind of like right here at our fingertips, sometimes I look at like the whole DeFi space, and like I see people rushing to like other projects that just on the surface I'm like, okay, this thing's gonna last 2 weeks. And I see people are always so excited for these projects that have a lifespan of a couple weeks. And I just like, truthfully, I get a little bit disappointed with like the DeFi mentality. Is that like, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna get this, and okay, good luck, friend. I mean, I hope you do well, but the reality is those projects are built just like the casino is. It's to get you in the door with something shiny, where you're eventually going to make a mistake that is going to cost you your deposit. And I like to point out to people that look at like casinos in Las Vegas, and I think you were talking about this the other day, Joe, how most people talk about their wins, and they'll puff up and pretend that over the course of their life, I'm about at break even with the casino. No, you're not. No, you are not. Those billion-dollar buildings, multi-billion-dollar buildings, don't get built on being even with the customers that walk through the door. The vast majority of people that walk through those doors lose everything they walk in with and leave it there. And that's how a lot of these DeFi projects are. And so, yeah, I have disappointment when I see, thousands of people rushing in, and then afterwards the wreckage that's left, and hearing people say, well, it was just $100, it was just $500, it was just $1,000, and thinking to your son's story of his 1.51 or 1.5 Ethereum that he had, right, at that time,
right.
It was a few $1,000s, and now it's double that. And I struggle with the idea that people have that think that, because it's not, a million percent APY or 8% a day, like it's not attractive. If your bank offered you 0.3% a day, how many people would jump all over that? Everybody would. Anybody with sense would jump all over that. And if you could call up your friend who was the CEO or the chairman of the board at the bank, would it be even more interesting to you if the bank had mechanisms where they worked in conjunction with one another, where you could earn even more, by putting your deposit into different parts of the ecosystem? And what if the bank rewarded you, for bringing in people, telling people about certain aspects, of programs the bank had? Now, I think, those are all absurd examples, but that's exactly what we have here. The bank's never going to do that, by the way. But instead of wishing and hoping that the bank is going to do that, why not just become the banker? Here, that's what you have. You have the keys to the bank. The decisions you make all impact how the bank works. You want to do stuff that damages the bank, that's your choice. People aren't going to like it, and you're going to end up, probably worse off. And so you can be a builder, a bridge builder, you can be a bridge burner, but it's a lot easier to be that builder than it is that burner. And DeFi is, in the state that it's in because you have, not you, like people have the wrong mentality. They have the mentality that this 8% a day is sustainable, and we're going to bring in all these people are going to come in, and what are the track records of the last 10 projects that promise that 8% a day? What is their success rate? 0. What is that $500 investment that you've put into those projects? What is the return on 0%? 0. Everything you put in there was lost. And I know, that the APRs don't look attractive here, when you compare it to 8%, but when you start comparing like the ability to earn consistently, the ability to, really be part of this ecosystem and have an impact, it's bigger than just that APR. I would imagine there are a number of people here that have ideas that they're really working through in their mind, that they're gonna be like, you know what, I think I know enough to start my own project. I just need to find the right people. And that's something a space like this gives you. I'm not telling you that everybody's going to start their own project tomorrow, but I know there are enough people here that have the skill, are bright enough to do it, are motivated enough to do it, that eventually they will just do it. And that's the type of person, that I'm going to be happy to be friends with, because they're going to have their own projects, and it's going to make DeFi a little bit better, one person at a time, one project at a time. It's going to change the culture and mindset of DeFi, and that's one of the big impacts I think that EMP has, is this idea that we want you to be educated, we want you to really honestly, we want people to be responsible actors here. And what does a responsible actor really mean? It's, being a person that, is helping the ecosystem grow. And really it revolves around that selling or buying of EMP, or holding it. If you're selling it, you're probably doing yourself a disservice. You're hurting the ecosystem. In the long term, if somebody kept doing that, and everybody was doing that, the ecosystem wouldn't survive. And so the only thing, that I look at that when I see that, I'm like, well, I hope people don't know, that they're hurting the ecosystem and doing this maliciously. And so I'm always looking, for that as an opportunity, as a teaching moment. Like, maybe the person doesn't know. If they don't know, I'm happy to say, hey, look, this is how it's actually much more beneficial if you do this. But at the end of the day, we can't click the buttons for people. We can't tell them, we can tell people what to do, but we can't make anybody do anything. And so when I look at the ecosystem, all the potential here, to earn, to, boost up these APRs, the prices, like all the stuff is really, really simple. It all just revolves around like this idea that people, when you really have that, like that full on light bulb moment and understand that, you really do run the ecosystem and make the choices here that, make the APRs go up, the prices go up. And it's all really, it seems complicated on the surface. It's not. Once you're immersed in it, it's very easy, and it's easy to point out to people, but making sure that we reach out to those people that are in the ecosystem that don't come to the AMAs, they don't come to Discord, they don't come to Telegram, they don't read the Medium articles. Those are the people that we have to find, because more than likely those are the people that are just selling EMP, thinking like, oh, this is the best way to earn in the ecosystem. And so this is just kind of a call to everybody to, hey, if you think like I do, I mean, I legitimately think there are a lot of people that are just chart watchers that buy into the project and try to swing trade and don't know anything, and get positions in something and sell EMP and they don't know. Sure, there's probably bad actors that are doing it maliciously because that's how they've made money on tomb forks, and that's why almost every other tomb fork has failed. This is a different project, I can promise you that, because of the way Detonator and Reactor work. But this is really a call to action for everybody that's an owner here to make sure that you're reaching out to all the kind of the corners of DeFi to make sure that we do push out the message of selling EMP hurts that person's position in the long term.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. I just want to answer one question that's going on in the YouTube chat.
Yep.
I know that LA's been trying to respond, but that I think there's still a little bit of confusion with them. She answered it perfectly, but I think maybe just talking about it will be a little bit more clear. The question is about the 6% instant rewards. And the way that works is when people deposit into the detonator or reactor, 6% of their deposit gets distributed to all participants in that protocol. It will show up in your pending rewards, and your pending rewards are what you can claim or compound at any time. So once someone makes that deposit, depending on your share holding of the pool, you get a portion of that 6%. Now, they asked about if they compounded, say, a few minutes earlier prior to the rollover, do they get those instant rewards? The answer is yes, they go into your pending rewards, but you have to compound or claim them to realize that pending reward. So it's safe to compound before the rollover, especially if you have a good sized pending reward waiting for you, because you never know what happens with Binance and the network or what's going to happen with your ledger. You can get a transaction failure. So to wait the last 30, 20 seconds, you do take a little bit of a risk. So what I personally do is I compound my rewards a little bit earlier, a couple of minutes. And then if any new deposits go in and I get credit for those instant rewards, then yes, I will compound again to realize those gains. If you compound 2 minutes prior and we get some big snipes coming in, you will see it in your pending rewards. But if you don't compound again, then the answer is no, you will not get those instant rewards. What happens is, just like your normal pending rewards, they will get rolled into the pool, and you just have to wait until the next day. But those instant rewards have to be claimed or compounded before the rollover. And if you compound early, then no, you don't get credit for those. So that's kind of how it works. It's just part of the gamification of the system. So if I can get my tickets, like say 50 tickets, I'm going to compound early because I want to lock in those 50 tickets and increase my chance of the lottery. But like my son, who generates just shy of 3 tickets, he's going to make sure to compound when he hits the 2 tickets, and then he'll wait till
he's up to 3 tickets now. Look at that compound in action.
Joe, can I get you to go over 2 more things for him as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So he'll compound those 2 tickets early because once he gets to in Detonator 0.24, that's going to be 2 tickets worth. And then the extra that's left over, depending on how much comes in from deposits and instant rewards, that may push him over to an extra 0.12 for a total of 0.36 to get that 3rd ticket. But it's kind of like a gamble. Sometimes we have a quiet day and he can't squeeze out that extra ticket, but he can still get some rewards from the instant rewards. Other times nothing comes in and you just kind of compound a small amount, or you just let it roll in if it's not worth the gas. I hope that clarifies it. Go ahead, LA.
Yeah, one other thing I was explaining is why sometimes it's actually a good thing if there's a huge snipe, and quite a few people have already compounded a few minutes early because it actually contributes to the raising of our daily bursts. So if you could explain that and why that is. And also that obviously if you're going to choose to compound twice right before the rollover, it should depend on your size of your bag and if it's worth it with the gas sizes and stuff like that.
Yeah, so the first part you were asking, does compounding make sense to increase your daily burst? Did I hear that correctly?
No, how if there's a huge snipe that comes in right at the end, but a lot of people have already compounded prior to it, how it can actually be a good thing, because if it rolls over into the pool balance, it can help to raise the daily burst.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way the math works and why we made some changes to the detonator, if you listen to AJ's conversation the other day with James Pelton, he goes over that specifically. I'll actually post that recording. I did the old school recording on putting my microphone next to the speaker, so please forgive any background noise, but you can listen to it. He does go that in detail, but in summary, the key takeaways are, we want that pool balance to grow at a faster pace than the total deposits. The math behind it incentivizes compounding, or should I say rewards compounding and fresh deposits. When we see more compounding and fresh deposits, that pool balance grows, and your daily burst is based off of that pool balance. When we had days people were going in with very low snipes or deposits, let's look at the detonator. People have won with less than 50 LPs, but we were giving away 1,000 LPs. Well, that delta has to come from somewhere. So it decreases the daily burst when we have those days that we're giving out too much money, because the money can't come out of nowhere, out of thin air. It has to be pulled out from the pool balance. So we want to promote sustainability. That's primary. And then we also want to make this fun and give a prize to people that do compound and that do deposit. That's why we give tickets on both ends for compounding and for deposits. And you can earn up to 50 tickets on both sides for a total of 100 tickets. That limit also prevents any whale from over gamifying the system and just, dominating the whole pool and claiming and cleaning it out. So it is a nice balanced system. But yeah, so any days where we get a lot of fresh deposits, that's going to promote the pool balance. And in turn, that's going to tick up your daily burst. That's why if you've been in the detonator for a while and you see those days with a lot of people going with snipes and we have high volume, you'll see that your daily burst will go up. And that's because it's healthy for the protocol. So the protocol now says, hey, we can give out more and keep the contract sustainable. So it's all about sustainability. And in the past, when we had those 50 LP largest deposit winners and we were paying out 1,000 LPs, well, then what happens is our daily burst would go down. So that's why over time, our daily burst has been going down. But with the corrections, it's actually started to make a turn. So yeah, absolutely. So fresh deposits, compounding, and that's why we promote compounding, because it's not just good for the overall protocol, but it's good for your personal daily burst. And if you compound more than you claim, you can actually ROI faster than just straight out claiming every single day. I know it sounds like claiming might be the fastest way to get your money back, but what happens is by doing that, your daily burst drops and your payout starts to slow down, the flow rate, as we call it. So you want to keep that flow rate up so that you can ROI. Go Meebo.
Let's go.
Nice. Meebo is our what do we call him, Bull? Our mascot for EMP.
He's our official sound guy.
Yeah, he will pop in at random moments, as you can see, to pump us up. So always good to hear from him. Yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, you want to compound more than you claim, because what Bull was saying is, people ask, well, how long does it take to get your max payout? That's the wrong way to look at it, because once you reach max payout, meaning that the total you've earned and your max payout are equivalent, the contract's over. You're not earning anymore. So who wants to turn off the money machine at any time? You don't. So if you can compound more than you claim, you're going to grow your deposit balance, which in turn keeps your daily burst healthy. And you can make those systematic claims, whether you want to take profit or you want to feed the farms. And you constantly are growing your detonator bag so that you don't turn it off, because that's the goal at the end of the day. Is you don't want to reach max payout. What you want is to have that daily burst keep going up. You want to have a first goal to earn 1 ticket, and then through compounding, 1 ticket becomes 2 tickets, becomes 3, and before you know it, you can get up to the max 50 tickets. And once you reach 50 tickets, you've hit the holy grail, because now you can compound those 50 tickets, and then you can start doing systematic claims to feed your farms or to take profit, and you're keeping the contract going, and your personal contract doesn't end. And I mean, that's what we want. We want that money printer to keep going in the detonator. So that's the infinite money loop, is when you can have your detonator feed back into the farms, where initially you build up your farm position to feed the detonator, but eventually that switch flips and you can build up a big enough daily burst, and you can generate enough tickets where now the detonator is actually feeding your farms, and then you can keep expanding in the protocol.
Perfect.
Ellie, was there a second part?
You killed that. Yeah, just like deciding on how often to compound based on your bag size.
Yeah, I mean, that's a personal choice. I always look at it as tickets in 0.12 increments, because 0.12 is what you need in pending rewards to compound a ticket. So if you're like, right now my son's at 0.33, he definitely wants to compound 2 tickets, because if you don't compound, you get no tickets, and no tickets means 0 chance at the lottery. So you want to maximize your ticket production until you can get up to 50 as a minimum goal. But yeah, I would say you want to compound, and say you're at 0.05 and you don't have enough for a ticket. Sure, you can do claims, but the gas the gas fee to do those claims is also going to eat away at your LP profit. So if you're starting off with a smaller bag, nothing wrong with that. You can save that, or you can get out of that by compounding every single day, and eventually you'll get that daily burst up. And once you get it to a point that you're comfortable with, like for me, my first goal was 50 tickets. For someone else, it might be 5 tickets, but that's a personal decision you have to make. But I can tell you, by compounding consistently in the beginning with a smaller bag, you're going to reap the rewards through getting more LPs faster, and you're going to get more tickets. And if you don't think you're going to win the lottery, I mean, just talk to anybody in the Telegram. I see multiple people on here that have won the lottery. So it's definitely a real thing. I mean, we use Chainlink now, which is a third party that handles all of that calculations. So it's not even handled by the team. There's nothing funny going on. Plenty of people I've met in Telegram have won, and they'll announce it. So, and there's plenty of people that won multiple times. I mean, Florida Joe's our most recent contestant. He's won 3 times in the last, I want to say, month, maybe 2 months at most. And he's done it through compounding. And he's not going to quit, because his odds of winning every single day are the same, whether he's won 1 time or 3 times. So definitely it doesn't single anyone out. Some people say, well, some people that have won multiple times, I've won nothing and I've been here day 1. It's not fair. Well, it is, because you want people that have won multiple times to keep compounding, to keep the whole system healthy. So we have that strategy called the 5-2 and 6-1. So you compound 5 days a week and you claim 2 days a week. And the other one will grow your LPs faster, where you're compounding 6 days and then you claim 1 day. Those are both time proven strategies to have a consistent flow of LPs that you can put in the farms or you can take for profit while still growing your detonator. What I like to do as your bags get bigger is you can just break that 5-2 and 6-1 down to a daily percentage. And that's really easy to do. Like, say, take the 5-2. So 5 divided by 7 means you're compounding about 70% of the time. and the other 30% you're claiming. So throughout the day, if you're getting a high daily burst, once you get to 70% of your daily burst, that's what you are going to get approximately in the 24-hour period. You can do that compound. And then whatever you have left over, you just wait till the end, especially with instant rewards coming in, and then that you can claim. And if you do that every day, you're going to generate tickets every day while still being able to take a stream of LPs out of the detonator. And that's what I like to do. So really, it's a personal decision, but I like to maximize tickets. And then if there's a little left over, you can decide to compound or claim.
Perfect. Speaking of compounding and claiming, we got 7 minutes left here on the detonator.
Yeah, yesterday we had that 1,080 winner, which also paid out three. What did it pay out? 3 other winners, right?
Yep.
Let me look at the chart here. Yeah, we had 3 other lottery winners, and that's the great changes we made. People wanted better odds of winning, and this is the way we do it. So when we have a person going in with, over 1,000 LPs, then we're able to give out 1%, the 1,080 or up to 1% of the pool, and then that gets split up between 3 winners. So whether you have 1 ticket or 50 tickets, 3 people will split that prize. And as the deposits get bigger, the largest deposit will have more winners. Like once we get up to like over 1,400, we have 4 winners. So it's pretty amazing. And then of course, last night, today, early in the morning, someone triggered the win it now. So if you hit deposit, where you would normally deposit tickets, deposit LPs, there's a little win it now button. When you click on that, if it's green, that means you can deposit 2% of the pool. If it's red, it means someone already triggered it. So right now, if you go under deposit and click on win it now, you'll see it's not available. But immediately after rollover, that creates a new day and it'll reactivate and that light will go green. And then if someone wants to go in with that big 2,300 LPs, they can take it. They put in 2317 LPs, they're going to win 2317 LPs. And that immediately goes to their deposit balance. And they'll see a huge boost in their daily burst.
Yeah, amazing. So yeah, just like Reactor, this is a 365% ROI contract. That means once you deposit, those funds are locked, which is great for sustainability, which is great for everybody else, especially because of the rewards that we give away here every day. We wouldn't want people to be able to claim those matched prizes or matched deposits. Because most people would just take it and walk away, and that the contract would never last. So, a lot of work was put into the detonator, building it initially, the V2 upgrades, a lot of work. And so, with that, we looked at the idea of making it more exciting. So bigger rewards, the ability to grow the pool balance, the ability to improve daily burst. More winners, bigger prizes, etc. And so all of that's been accomplished. And so, the daily burst, we'll see it go up, down. Joe gave a great explanation of why that happens. And so the beautiful thing here, though, is that the way that detonator actually really protects the LP, because it's locked in here, and then the ability to synergize with the farm. And that LP from the farm can go directly in the detonator, and it can come directly out of the detonator and go into the EMP ETH LP farm. And so there's just a beautiful infinite money loop to be able to increase your farms, take it from your farms, come back into detonator, etc. But that's EMP ETH LP. So we talked about earlier, it's not 2 junk tokens, 2 incredible tokens, backed up by liquidity both on the farm and locked liquidity here in the detonator. The ability for this money to be put to use by the Treasury through rehypothecation if necessary, to help boost the ecosystem. But that being said, there's the win it now in here. There's largest deposit up to 3%. 3% deposit. We would have 4 winners. That would be 4 random winners. That would be incredibly happy. Everybody that's in this contract should be incredibly happy if that happens, because they would see some amazing, absolutely amazing instant rewards. But that being said, I mean, like, look at how this contract is, the ability to continuously grow that pool balance, grow users, but there's still a lot of growth that can happen, and because we're here right now, that gives us the ability to bring people in, invite them into the ecosystem, show them how the ecosystem works, how all the pieces kind of work together in a beautiful relationship to both protect and support and synergize with those other parts. And with the detonator itself being that the LP is 46.21, super cheap to get into this. There have been plenty of people that have won randomly with 1, 2, 3, 4 up to like 10 tickets. So anything is possible as long as you're in here. The ability to be a random winner, is going to be life-changing, I think, for anybody. But even if you're not, you're still going to get those 365 rewards over time. And looking at that 365, I don't think we ever want to reach that. We want to keep building that initial deposit so that we have that reliable 5-2 or 6-1 strategy moving forward to be able to reach our goals, not just within the detonator, not just on the EMP ETH LP farm, but system wide. And that's the beautiful relationship that every piece of the puzzle here has with one another. So 1 minute, 50 seconds, I guess. So yes.
And don't forget, after the rollover, stick around. Aaron's going to be doing his YouTube live stream. So check that out. Once we get the link, we'll post it. So remember, after the detonator rollover, your multiplier will go back to 1 in the reactor. So if you're in the reactor, you have 23 hours to make a deposit or compound, which will increase the multiplier for that same compound or deposit. And you can do it for both and get the multiplier for both.
301.
Oh, geez, I was talking. I forgot the compound.
So did I. No worries.
I don't know if it's going to make it.
No, I don't think so. That's okay. I'm happy to surrender that to the contract.
Oh, it made it.
Oh, nice.
It did it.
Nice. I did my compound at 10 minutes, so.
Wow, 301, right?
Yeah, nice, yep. That's a great thing. Like, obviously 1,080 yesterday, at 301 today. Anything really has that chance of winning. And one of the I guess the additions we didn't talk about was that the deposits are now cumulative too. So if you're that person that's in the lead for a good part of the day and somebody comes over the top of you, you can pop in another deposit and go over the top of that person. So just like an auction would work. Let's see. Let's refresh.
Yeah, so we had a really healthy day. Let me just switch over here real quick. If you go down to view.
Did you read Josh's message in the main?
No, what did he say?
He said that we're at our all-time high pool balance.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, just shy of
118.
118. We're 117.8. Beautiful. Nice. Thanks, LA.
All right.
And I just have this feeling, I've had it for 3 days in a row, but I just have this feeling that the win it now is going to be claimed again today.
It just might. Yeah, so today we had a 301, 209, a couple of 40s, like 40, 42, 44. So yeah, that's all healthy for the protocol.
That's nice.
Hey, this is Don. Who would I make a suggestion about the UI on Detonator? It's probably the same on Reactor. Up at the top where it shows like just below where it shows how much time is left on this particular, countdown, it shows how much it was 301 was yesterday's, highest LP, and then now it shows today 2.64 LP. And what's new is it shows the wallet addresses, but it doesn't show the US dollar amount, which it does in just about every other place, if not every other place on the on this user interface. Who would I make that suggestion to?
At
You know what I'm?
Yep. You would
You know
make
what
that.
I'm saying.
Yep. You would DM Jake about that.
Okay. No worries. I mean, I noticed it on like day one, but I wasn't gonna say anything because I know guys work so hard to get it up, and it's not like I need it, but I would like it.
But so Don, when you click on the tooltip, it does show the dollar value.
Where's that little I? Okay.
It shows the LP value and then the dollar value right next to it.
Oh, that's good. All right. I mean, I'd like to see it, but that's good. That's. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with that.
Okay. Yeah, I think they were saying some decisions were made to not all the information they wanted behind these tooltips so that the interface looked
Wasn't
clean.
cluttered.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. I totally get it. Yeah, I get
Cool.
it. I get it. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yep. Aaron just sent me a DM. He's doing some final sound checks. Should be any minute right now.
So just a reminder, guys, that for anyone who wasn't here yesterday or anyone who didn't get a chance yet, we did post the sign-up link to the new Academy, which is officially launching on Monday. So I'm going to go ahead and post it again in the chats on YouTube, Telegram, and Discord right now. We had, I think, either 100 or 150 or somewhere in between people sign up in the first 12 hours or so. And I'm sure we're going to get thousands of people sign up. So just make sure to visit that link and get yourself signed up. If you're in the VIP, there's early access one day before, and you have to be registered on that link in order to get all the details and your password and stuff. So make sure that you visit. I'm going to post it now.
Thanks, Ellie. I'm so excited for it. The little teaser we got last night was so cool. It's going to be really, really good.
Where's the link to the music thing?
No, Ellie was posting the link to the Academy. We're waiting for
No.
Aaron to. We're waiting for Aaron
Okay,
still.
Okay, so we're still waiting for Aaron. Okay, good.
Yep.
Don't want to miss it.
We have any lotto winners tonight on the call? I'm sure they would have spoke up.
Hello.
It's hard to be bashful about winning the lotto.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes. I'm one of the winners on the reactor.
You won on the reactor?
Yes.
Hey, congratulations. Is this your first win?
Yes. I've been watching it for a while. It's still like I'm checking it again and again. I'm like, really?
Nice.
I tell
Nice.
you, it's real. It's so overwhelming. You'll be like, I was just doing some deposit today. I'll be like, you know what? I just keep doing my own thing based on my strategy. And this, boom, this just came true. I'm like, wow, this is big. It kind of makes it worth it. You just stick to your own strategy, keep doing what you are doing, and if this comes your way, I think it just fast track your journey. It's humbling and overwhelming, quite a remarkable experience for me. I've been seeing a lot of people win. I've been like, well, maybe not yet, but it happened tonight on the reactor. It's quite surreal. Yeah.
All right, I just got news. We got the link. I'm posting it right now on YouTube.
Just
So
wait
check
one
it out.
second, because it's not live yet.
Oh, okay. Should I post the link?
Just hold on 1 minute.
So yeah, while Aaron's getting that ready, congrats again, man. That's awesome. How many tickets did you have for the win?
Yeah, I think I had like 50 tickets.
Oh, nice. So you went in heavy into the reactor, huh?
Yeah, I was just doing. I've got some LPs in the farm, which I moved to the reactor. All right. So I just like I'll move some of my farms into the reactor, move some of the farms into detonator as well. So yeah. So
Have you been depositing 0.5 or did you get it through compounding?
sorry.
The 50 tickets, did you get that through compounding or was that a fresh deposit?
Fresh deposit.
Nice.
Fresh
I did the same thing and I didn't win. What's going on?
You need just one ticket, like you always say. You just one
That's right.
ticket.
I
Yeah.
have won the Detonator Lottery once. So now I'm rubbing my good luck charm to get the same action in the
So,
reactor.
well, I don't know. I've tried to do last minute, it didn't work. So these days I just do midday, either deposit or compounding, and just hope for the best, you know. But I think the lottery is good, the incentives are great, but the system is good by itself, is worth it itself. So whether you won the lottery or not, once you
You
stick
still
with
won.
us, it's still worth everything. So, but the lottery just kind of fast tracks, the reward and stuff. So it's all good,
That's
So
right. It's like strapping on a jet engine, huh? Just launches you forward.
yeah, that's it. That's it. So maybe as that builds up and I compound, maybe it's coming my way again.
That's right.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody. Keep pushing it. Let's make it stronger. This kind of just makes me to want to, yeah, go all in the more. And
That's right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I believe everybody will have a chance. I've not, I've been around a few months and I feel like, well, maybe not yet. Boom, tonight I feel like, while I was going to bed, I just like, is this real? Was that a mix up? Is this my board? Then I check the winnings. I feel like, really?
That's funny. Everyone has the same reaction. I've had people DM me and say, "Can you check my address? I think I won."
I was even thinking if I was gonna win, it would be in the detonator because I've been there for a while, and I feel like reactor just came on stream, and I won. That's big. It's really good. It's really interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you to the team and for everyone. Let's make the protocol strong, and I tell you, this is the best protocol. I've been in some very horrible protocols before. And and since I found the EMP.Money, I just like move all my options here and just wait for the long game. And this came my way, just makes it amazing, amazing, amazing. So thank you, everyone, and thank you to the team. All right, I'm still here.
Excellent. Who is that? When did you start in Detonator? When it came out?
Sorry?
The Detonator. When did you said you got started in that early? Did you get in that from the beginning, or when did you come to find EMP?
I found EMP around March. Yeah.
So that's the same time as me.
So I think I found it through one of the guys that's been on the EMP before, Chris. He did a webinar. That was when I started learning more about EMP because, and I was doing the due diligence and trying to see the longevity of the protocol because there's been some honeypot traps, a lot of DeFi that are not kind of solid. So when I found that EMP was legit and strong, and the ecosystem, there was no overhyping of, you know, I like the system to be strong that can play long term. And I saw that the EMP team were not just overhyping buy. So, I'd be like, okay, the team seems to know what they are doing. They are playing for the long haul. They are not just overnight. I'd be like, it looks like the right kind of temperature, the right team, the responsiveness of the team. And I've not seen people over dramatizing, everybody was just doing their work as it should be and just doing it professionally. And I love that in any investment I'm involved with. And once I'm involved, I want to go in all in. So, and EMP did that for me. It's been really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great hearing stories like that because I think a lot of people have a similar experience, whether they won the lottery or not. So that's excellent. Thanks for sharing with us. Very, very
My
cool.
pleasure. Thank you all. Thank you.
So I'm sure Aaron's just trying to get out the last minute bugs to get it go live. I've never done a live stream, but he's doing it from a camera setup hooked up to his computer. So I think it might be a first live stream for him too. And you know how technology gets in the way, and there's always last minute things to get going. So
Yeah, it always works perfectly the night before the presentation when you run through it, and then,
of course.
it's a curse of technology. Like this thing is incredible, and then you show something, show it to somebody, and they're like, "What is it?" And you're like, "God damn it, it's not working."
That's right. Even Bill Gates in the beginning with Windows, he was on that
Blue
stage
screen.
and he booted it up and it crashed. It got that blue screen of death.
Yeah, man. That's I don't know. That's it just happens, but yeah, the great thing about technology is, right, like I think a lot of people worry about technology, but technology is a tool. If we're responsible and we use it to our advantage, that's how we have to look at it. Just like anything is, it's something that needs to be nurtured and protected and help grown. That's the technology is it's like a child, right? Like it needs direction. You need it's going to learn by example, and if you're getting monetized, that's because you've clicked that box, and that's that's how people make money. But the great thing about crypto in general is that like you get to monetize your own actions, and that was one of the real driving factors for me getting involved in crypto back when I did, was that opportunity that I saw that was available if you just wanted to put some time into it. And that doesn't mean like everything always works out, but from day one, I thought that crypto had a bright future, and I think we're seeing that now. And even in a terrible like bear market, this is a ecosystem that performs very, very well, and I can't really say that about like when we look at other economic systems outside of crypto, and I think most economic systems are really struggling, but this is performing like amazing in a really devastating bear market. But with when that switch kind of gets flipped and we get back into the bull, I think everybody that's been here building and learning, and from building their portfolio to building friendships and knowledge, and stacking those LPs, all of those things are going to be extremely important for that person that put all that work in, and they were there in the channel late at night, they were clicking that button early in the morning, they were on a call helping somebody when they're maybe on their lunch break. All of those things are going to add up when we get to the bull market, and all of that stuff has accumulated and really will coalesce into something that it's going to show the fruits of those labors, all that effort you really put into it. And I know it's hard a lot of times to see here when the market is down, and that your LP dollar value is down, and you've maybe not been in a crypto very long. This maybe your first project, and you're not familiar with this feeling. But wealth is created really in the bear markets. The people that want to put in that time, and more than just building that financial wealth is building that knowledge that's going to really take you a long way in crypto in general. And the fact, I know this gets sick, people probably get sick of hearing it, but like the fact that all this information is free, it's ridiculous, because there are so many YouTubers, so many influencers that you have to pay $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, and I've seen people charge upwards of a Bitcoin for a year of access to them. And so here we go. I think let us see. Oh, I think we're here. Okay. Well, I'll end this stream and everybody can pop on over there. How's that sound? Cool? Yeah, that's right, Hemi.
Yeah, I think we have to cut it off.
Okay. Head on over to Aaron's work. Support him for all the work and effort he's put into it. Okay, good night, good day. We'll see everybody back here tomorrow.
Thank you.